Hello and welcome back to Mama House. Today we want to talk about mistakes we've made in our younger years. What comes to mind when you think of your mistakes from your younger years?
Oh my gosh. I have so many, y'all. I guess I have so many regarding like family, friends.
Oh really? I want to hear about the family thing.
I guess okay, should I start with family?
If you want, it's up to you.
Mistakes I made in the family is always trying to dilute myself. Like I would water myself down so I wouldn't be too much for people. I was always afraid of inconveniencing people. So as I got older, I realized that like I'm worthy of taking up space and time. So I feel like that's something that I learned is to not dilute myself, and that goes for everyone. It goes everywhere, work, school, whatever. But that's something with me with family. Because I always felt like as a home daughter, it's like, oh, I can't be too much. I can't ask for too much. So,
we can't ask for anything.
Just don't.
Even if like we laugh and hang out, my mom still to this day will be like, don't laugh too much, don't have too much fun. It's just always like, we're always just too much. But it's just who we are.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
There's not.
At all.
We have fun.
Maybe that's a problem. We have too much fun. Maybe she thought we had too much fun.
Too much fun is good. Why?
Maybe
she wants to be boring?
Okay, what about you?
All right, I think we can I'll just kind of follow up on your topic, like the family thing.
Oh, okay.
I think my mistake was, and maybe I still struggle with at times, making myself too available. So I feel like because I do that, people don't cherish me and my time and my acts of service and love as much. So I'm working on that. And I think because I was so nice, I feel like that wasn't kind to myself, and people also took advantage of that. Like, oh, I can be mean to her because she's not going to stand up for herself. So I apologize to myself because I'm still learning to grow out of that. Because I want... Damn, you hungry?
Did I hear my stomach? Okay.
These mics probably picked that up. And yeah, I heard it again. We'll feed her after this. We'll get some food. So yeah. So let's talk about the friends.
Okay, I think the friend one goes hand in hand with the relationship one.
Oh yeah?
Yes. Not seeing people for who they are the first time.
Oh.
Yeah.
Explain.
I have some really great friends, y'all. Some really amazing friends, and they know who they are, and they're subscribed. But like, I've also had like my fair share of really bad friends, and just not seeing how people are the first time has really wasted years. I had a friend who, like, you know when like you have a pair of leggings and it's like scratching your back, and so you ask
the tag.
Yeah, that tag is so
that
annoying.
White tag. Yeah.
And so I asked a friend to like cut it off for me, and she cut a hole in my leggings. And I understand mistakes happen, but she was just like kind of like, well, whatever. And I'm like,
not even like, oh, I'm so sorry. She didn't even inform you, huh? You called it out, and she wasn't even apologetic either.
I'm just like, girl. But I mean, our friendship continued for years after that because, and things just like got worse.
Can I ask?
Yes.
I didn't really see this too much when I was little, but I did see it, and especially now that I'm older, I see even more.
Okay.
You know how like we don't want to be with an insecure man? We also should not have insecure friends.
Period.
Because that friend that cut the hole in your leggings, she was insecure. So like you usually say, you can't shine that much around insecure people. They won't let you.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry you had such an insecure friend who would like bring you down and stuff.
I didn't know we were in competition.
Yeah, like, no, only she was in competition with you.
People be competing with me, and I'm like, oh shit, I didn't even realize. I didn't know we were competing. Let me know next time. How am I placing first in your mind and you're competing with me?
That's so weird.
Yeah. So that goes hand in hand like with relationships too. Like what people are in the beginning is what they are.
That's something I'm still learning too. Yeah. But definitely have learned that because you give them the benefit of the doubt because you thought they were your friend. So you think, oh, they wouldn't do this. Like, there aren't people that are just unkind like this and just ill-intentioned like this. So
because we're not
you
like
believe
that.
in them.
Yeah, so we don't think like that.
I remember when I thought men wouldn't intentionally hurt me.
That's so sweet. I used to think like that too.
I used to, and I was like, huh? I remember, and this is not, with friendship and stuff, but I guess like going into relationships. I remember not long ago when I had a situationship with this guy, and we agreed that it would be exclusive. That would just be me and him. And I remember he had liked 2 of my Instagram photos, and then I had found out he had unliked them.
That's so
and
funny.
I called her. I'm like, when? That's so weird. Can this happen? Like, why does this happen? I mean, he liked my pictures, and then all of a sudden he goes to work, and then he removed his likes, but he's saying that he didn't and that it just happened. And you're like, no, girl, he's messing with you. He's probably doing that to protect some other girl because she probably saw that he liked your photos. I was like, no way. No, he wouldn't do that to me. No, he wouldn't do that.
Did I say that to you?
I still did not believe it.
Smart.
I sort of did, but at the same time, I was like, I don't know. Because that was just the beginning of our relationship. I was like, he wouldn't do that. And we were going, like, things were going so well.
Yeah.
I honestly did not believe it. And then eventually, I actually packed up all my stuff that night and left. And that's when I called you or our other sister and her husband to pick me up. And then when he got back, he had found me, like, just waiting by, like, the
lobby or whatever?
Yeah, the lobby. Yeah. So
did we come pick you up?
I think so. Well, there were a few times where y'all had to come pick me up.
Yeah, so see? Okay, but had you accepted it, like, noticed it? And like, okay, you can notice, but you gotta accept it, y'all.
Yeah.
Because we all notice it. But, okay, so it happened a few times?
Yep, and sometimes that's why I feel like, maybe, so there was this video of this woman on TikTok speaking. She was like, maybe you got to get hurt again. So you're finally tired of it and you choose to leave. Yeah. So maybe you just got to. So for me, I knew I had to. I had to get hurt again till the point where I was too tired. I needed to leave and change. So eventually I did leave, but it just took a long time. But I'm glad it didn't take 8 years like my other relationship. This time it took like 9 months. So,
that's a long time.
Yeah. Very long time. So what were you talking about again?
Mistakes that we learned.
Okay, so what about mistakes in relationships for you?
I think another mistake that I learned is that I was doing was just my time, not using my time wisely. Like, when you're little, you want to spend all your time with your boyfriend or whatever. It's not that serious, y'all. Yeah. I know when you're little, you really want to. It's very cute, whatever. But after that relationship is gone, you kind of just spent so much of your time with your boyfriend at the time or your girlfriend, and you kind of miss out on a lot that's going on in your family. So, I mean, if I could go back, I would just be better with my time management.
I agree. For me, I feel like I centered men so much that it made me a bad sister, a bad friend. And so that's why I try so hard not to be a better friend, a better sister, because I noticed that I did also miss out on a lot because I was with a boyfriend at the time. And I realized that wasn't healthy for myself or for people around me. And one thing I have been thinking about and want to talk about is how I reacted and responded to things. I felt like I wasn't really taught, like, we weren't taught growing up how to communicate. And so, and like how to apologize. And so I struggled a lot in my romantic relationships because of it. I would just explode. Even at some points, like, I was verbally abusive, even though I had the right to be mad, but that doesn't make it okay. Even if they had done something to have wronged me, I've been, reflecting, just thinking like, I shouldn't have done that. There were way better ways to go about things. And so I want to be better moving forward in like future relationships. Because I'm like, I didn't like who I became when I was in toxic relationships because it brought out the worst of me. We can still control our reactions and responses, though we can't control our ex-partners. But I feel like I could have gone about it in better ways. So that's I feel like that's a mistake that I made. I just didn't know how to express myself in a healthy way and communicate in a healthy way.
I feel you with the being in a toxic relationship. Yeah. How it brings out like really nasty parts of us because I can personally relate to that. Like, I can go off on somebody, but just because I can doesn't mean I want to. Like, I don't want to be that anymore. Like, I don't want to be in scenarios. Is that a word? That's a word. Or like positions where I'm forced to be out of like who I am. Yeah. where I'm like on defense. I don't want that for myself.
Yeah, it's because it triggered some things in us because of the
Yes.
hurt that made us in fight or flight mode. And so oftentimes we would fight and we would appear as aggressive or mean when really it's just like, I'm hurting. Can you just love me?
Yeah.
To our partners, and at the same time, our partners did not know how to be healthy and communicate in a loving way with us either. And so that's something I still got to learn. It's interesting because I don't know how to learn that while I'm single, but I guess I can practice with, just conflict with friends or family, like learning to address things and communicate in that way. But yeah, when I think about like how I reacted in the past when conflicts had arose.
I think it's a rose now.
Arose in the past, I was just like, I could have done it differently. Like, I wish I didn't care as much as I did in the past. But I feel like, when our brain wasn't fully developed, we were so impulsive and quick to just say and do things that we'd regret probably later on.
Yeah, I agree with the whole regretfulness thing, because that's not really what we want to be.
Yeah. I remember, like, even just last year when I had found out my ex was being unfaithful. And it brought out this really, really angry side of me that I did not like. I actually drove home and I cried after talking with y'all because I didn't like the monster that he had brought out. Like, yes, I was right to be angry, but I was upset that I reacted that way, even though I had the right to. I just didn't want to. It's like, I want to be my soft girl era. I want to be soft. I don't want to have to always be like on guard and defensive and feeling like I need to stick up for myself all the time. I want to just be like, hey, I'm chilling. Yeah.
I agree. I think another mistake that I made in my youth. I mean, not just in my youth. And when we say mistakes we made, I could have made this mistake yesterday and I learned from it.
Yeah.
So I think one thing for me is placing like my self-worth in how people treat me. That ain't happening no more. How you treat me is how you treat me. It ain't got nothing to do with who I am and my self-worth. Because I would, like, if someone hurt me, I would be like, it's because they don't see me deserving of someone not hurting. Like, like, how someone hurts you is a reflection of them. It's not you.
Yeah. I agree, especially, like, me having been a people pleaser, like a really huge people pleaser. I felt like I cared so much about what people thought about me and their opinions of me because I didn't really value myself. Like, I valued myself, but I valued other people's opinions more. And so whenever I felt like someone didn't like me, it, like, broke me. And then I realized, you know what? Who cares? Like, let me just do me.
Yeah.
Because your opinion doesn't matter. So, another thing I was thinking of, I wish I had stuck up for myself more. Because I feel like I didn't. And so that allowed people to disrespect me. And I'm still learning to stand up for myself. I've been practicing that.
Yes, you have.
It's not been easy, but it's freeing for me.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I think I also made the mistake of not standing up for others. And I wish I would have done that more. But, I mean, I can't change the past, but I can learn to stand up for myself and stand up for others. Yeah.
That's a good one. I agree. I think a lot of people struggle with that.
Yeah.
And that's why they're, like, unhappy. They don't. Because when you've been doing something for so long, you don't know when to stop doing that or how to change the pattern of it. So I'm glad that you're standing up for yourself.
Yeah.
Has it been uncomfortable or what?
In the moment, it was uncomfortable. And then it's just like, it's really not that bad.
Yeah.
Just because the outcome of it is better than holding it in. I used to hold things in all the time. And if anything, that's worse. I felt like, because it's only affecting you. Like, if you're bottling things up, guess who's the only one who can't sleep at night because of that? You. And I realized that's not fair. I don't want to be the only one not be able to sleep because of this.
Yeah.
I want to be able to express myself, but kindly and productively. And so we can both grow and learn from this. And so I think in the past I would have done it like just without thinking too much about it, like, and done it in a wrathful way. But now I think more when I express myself of how someone has hurt me, it's more like logical and emotional. It's not just one. And it's just like, this is how you made me feel. And
I'm proud of
I
you.
hope that we can both like learn and grow from this. And And that's been very helpful for me. I feel so free, and I feel like my inner child is proud.
Good.
And
I'm so happy for you.
and thanks to you, because usually whenever like I have something I'm thinking about that's like bothering me, I can talk with her about it, and she gives really great advice. And she like reviews my messages I send to people. And yeah, I mean, the good thing is the last 2 messages I had sent recently, I didn't have to change anything. So that's good.
You did it. And that brings me to my next big mistake is, okay, so like, you know how like you sent it to me and I'm like, girl, it's good. You ain't gotta, I don't need to do nothing.
Yeah.
Like, I love that you trusted yourself and like how you felt. So one of my biggest mistakes in life is not trusting myself.
Oh,
what? Yeah, not trusting my intuition. Oh my gosh, like y'all, when I realized we humans are powerful, things changed for me. Like the world shifted. And so just believing in me, because so many things have happened in life where I'm like, I knew it. But at that time I had doubts. And so now I rest assured in knowing that I am self-sufficient, y'all. I'm self-sufficient in my thoughts, in how I feel. And most times, like when people come to me for advice, they just want me to validate how they feel. You know how you feel. You know what you need to do. You just want someone to support you because you don't trust yourself.
Oh my gosh, that's true.
That's it, y'all.
Yeah, and I can agree with you. I feel like I'm still learning to trust my intuition. Like even sometimes with friendships, I'm like, I don't know, but she's like, but I know. I'm like, how do you know? But yeah, my intuition, like when I think about it and reflect about the past, I'm like, wait, I pretty much knew all along. Like especially in like relationships, it's like I already knew that they were being unfaithful. I just was having a hard time accepting it. Or I already knew this friend was fake because she gossips all the time. I just had a hard time accepting it because I wanted so badly for them to change. Not to say that they can't, but it taught me to let go of trying to change people and accept things for what they are. So I feel like that's something I learned in life, and that would have been so helpful for me. I feel like it was only in college where I started like just saying like it is what it is and accept things truly fully and letting go of control. I feel like control was something I struggled with so much, and that's why a lot of things took such a great hold on my emotions. So now I don't get as angry anymore because it's just like, well, whatever, that's out of my control.
Period. And you spoke your truth already, so it's like, when you begin to be authentic in who you are, and that means with only being where you want to be, hanging with people you want to hang with, doing things you want to do, you have this like peace, you have this happiness about it. You're not resentful. You just kind of like, oh, I'm proud of myself. I'm here because I want to be here. So everything you do becomes like it's exactly as you want it. I'm proud of you, so. I'm proud of you for coming to who you are. Like, I think that is what we're all on our journey to do, is become who we're like meant to be.
I'm proud of you too. I feel like I wouldn't be who I am without the ladies in my life, and you're definitely one of the ladies who has like the greatest impact on me, especially in my past. And we really should not be doing this life alone.
Okay, and that brings me to my next big mistake, is not learning from people's mistakes. I think you do a great job at learning from my mistakes.
It's because I don't want to go through what you went through.
I have like pounded it in her mind. Like, you are not going through this. You are not going to go through what I went through. And so like, you know,
I'm shook I actually listened.
You have always listened. Like, granted, there's some things that like you have had to learn on your own, but for the most part, I think you have always been receptive of what me and like our older sisters say. I'm stubborn, y'all. I think I'm much more stubborn than you are.
I think so too.
But I've learned a lot through her, and I don't want you to have to. And that's exactly why we talk to you guys about these things.
Yes.
We don't want you to have to learn it through your own
Please
pain.
don't go through it. But if you do, we're here. But please, you don't need to.
You ain't got to. Don't let that be one of your big mistakes.
Yes. Yeah, no, I saw what you went through. I was like, I don't want to go through that. And then like I saw what our mom went through. I ain't trying to go through that. I'm good. Your lesson is not in vain. Trust me. I will apply it to my life and my heart right here.
Yes, and I look at it the same way. Like, when I look at my past, I'm like, I ain't going through that again.
Yep, never.
Nope.
Never again. And that's when you make the changes.
Yes, that's when things change for you, for sure.
Yeah, period.
Period.
Period. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I hope that you have also learned from our big mistakes. There are learning opportunities in everything that we experience. Yes. So please keep that in mind. And remember to have grace on yourself, because we are humans. We all make mistakes. And so it's what you do with those mistakes. Do you grow from them? Do you learn from them? Or do you stay the same?
Ooh, are you going to repeat them? Please don't.
Please don't. Don't let it be in vain. And so, yeah, I mean, we appreciate you. And I hope that we can continue having these great conversations and just really keeping it real, because, you know, it's kind of like uncomfortable at times talking about like, yeah, those are the mistakes that we had gone through. But at the same time, it's like no shame in that, because we learn from it. So I hope that you don't feel shame in your mistakes, and that, you know, you can learn from that and do better moving forward. And so we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.